Hello there, gay owners on the internet with nothing better to do right now other than watch my videos. I am in a bit of a predicament right now because I'm wondering why these three things exist. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Because honestly, they make me feel sick. This isn't in correlation with today's video, I just thought I would put it out there. Emma Chamberlain, one of the biggest content creators on the planet right now, and somebody that has been absolutely at the top of her game for years now, and somebody who is absolutely beloved by millions of people. And now, that's something I don't personally relate to, and before you go to the comment section and say, oh no, I actually like you. Stop right there. Stop what you're doing. That's a parasocial relationship. We're not doing that. And I'm sure you know who Emma Chamberlain is. You know that she is known for her relatable and quirky content. And Emma over the last couple of years has certainly changed her content up quite a little bit. Once seen as this relatable, quirky teenager who made super fun and electric videos, which a lot of people on the internet vibed with back in 2018. But now, in recent times, in the last few months in particular, Emma has started to change her content completely. Yes, it's still vlog-based, and yes, it's still personal, but ultimately, it seems to be less electric, less edited, and more raw, laid back, and seemingly more real than her previous content, which she became known for in terms of her relatability. Because whilst Emma was one of the most beloved content creators for a long amount of time now, something I'm definitely not jealous of. Definitely not. But despite that, there was this very loud crowd, and no, I'm not a rapper, but there was a very loud crowd which basically accused Emma of
faking relatability
to get views on the internet. Now, personally, I don't exactly understand this because Emma gets millions of views and a lot of subscribers and a lot of money. I don't think she needs to say, hey guys, I'm relatable just like you to get attention on the internet.
Breakout creators, I love all of y'all, okay? Good luck creating. And the winner is Emma Chamberlain! I'm scared, but I just want to say thank you guys for being so welcoming, because I'm new, you know? It's been great. Thanks, I guess. I love you, Mom and Dad.
Now, this is a pretty awkward interview from a couple of years back, and this resulted in a lot of fair criticism. I get the feeling that she was trying to put off whatever version she shows herself in her videos, but it came off as really forced and ingenuine. I don't understand the hype about this girl. When you can't be funny without editing. Look at me. I'm too quirky and relatable to thank my audience properly. Yes, as I said, this was from 2018, and this is where a lot of the people that didn't particularly like Emma started to be more vocal about it. This is when Emma received a Streamy Award, and she seemingly put off quite an awkward interview, which a lot of people saw as disgenuine. It apparently exposed the true character of Emma Chamberlain and was showing that she's not really this relatable girl and is actually this manipulative mastermind which has tricked the internet into subscribing to her channel millions of times and giving her millions of views and millions of dollars. Or maybe a teenager that's regularly spoken about depression and anxiety wasn't exactly too good in front of a crowd of a lot of people. Maybe some people aren't good in front of crowds. But yes, this began the era of Emma Chamberlain being relatable.
Good morning. Oh my god, I look stupid. It's really early. I'm warning you at the beginning of this vlog, I'm going to be boring because I'm tired. Let's make a coffee and discuss what's going on today because it's pretty epic, so hold on. You know what? I don't even want to wear this beanie. Beanie's not happening. In about half an hour, I have a car coming to pick me up.
Yes, this is something a lot of people like to accuse Emma of being this manipulative mastermind for, because she was making a lot of quirky edits. She was being relatable on camera. Hey, did you know this popular teenager from America on the internet relates to other teenage girls from America on the internet? Whoa! This is something which really, I guess, upset a lot of people on the internet at the time, and it definitely wasn't because somebody had become popular. It definitely wasn't that. This led to a lot of tea videos, a lot of criticism, a lot of exposed videos, whatever you want to call them. And with all of this criticism, with a lot of people coming out and attacking Emma, I definitely believe that in the last few years, it has certainly changed her content and perhaps even changed her slightly as a person, because naturally so, when you have a lot of people out there saying that you are faking your own personality on the internet to be relatable as some manipulative mastermind, that's probably going to affect you. And I will show a comparison between 2018 and 2021, but before we get into that, I just want to say, if you don't subscribe to the YouTube channel, I'm genuinely going to cry.
Oh no. Anyway,
I am trying to hit 1 million subscribers, and I'd be very appreciative and grateful if you subscribe, because like apparently 50% aren't, and I know a lot of YouTubers say that, but apparently actually 50% of people watching this right now aren't subscribed. Please subscribe. I promise I won't cheat in a Minecraft speedrun.
I don't go to school. Drop out. Yes. Hello. Suck my left toe.
Hi ladies, we're at dinner. We got these free flippin' blankets.
2,000 years later.
I went out last night, and I just woke up this morning feeling awful. It was Friday yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I worked hard this week. I'm going to celebrate. Now I feel like shit. I don't think I'm going to leave my house today.
So yes, this content in 2021 is certainly different to the content from 2018. It's more raw, it's less edited, and it just seems to be a little bit more personal. Now, naturally so, you would believe to yourself that, you know, a lot of people out there change. They grow and become different people and want to do different things, but obviously, as the internet does, they speculate on things. They call out things which haven't even been directly spoken about for years, and once again, it's Emma Chamberlain being relatable for views. I know I'm not saying you can't criticize Emma Chamberlain, I'm not saying you can't criticize other content creators, but at the same time, I'm saying that let's not criticize creators for absolutely ridiculous things. I've criticized Emma in the past for situations involving merchandise, but I've also defended Emma in the past for awful exposed videos made on them. And after watching all of these terrible exposed videos made about Emma Chamberlain, it definitely seems to me that there has been this weird form of subculture on the internet which is just to be disgusting towards Emma Chamberlain. That might sound absolutely mental, but it seems to be that in the last few years, a lot of people have taken Emma Chamberlain's struggle with mental health issues and said, oh, that it's not real because she's trying to get views and she's just trying to be relatable to the average teenager out there who's depressed. You know, other content creators can be depressed too. You know, that's a, you know, I get depressed, right? You know that. You know, I don't fake that to be relatable. If anything, I think a lot of content creators wished they were faking their depression. I think a lot of people wish that they were faking it to get millions of dollars, because that would actually be much more easier to live with than actually having to deal with depression every day. But also, there were a lot of, I guess, jokes out there about Emma's hygiene, and there's even this disgusting video with 800,000 views, and yes, they say it's a joke in the video, but it's very strange to me that jokes about Emma's hygiene has become some form of normalized thing. And all of this does stretch back to 2018, when the criticism started to become louder and louder about Emma Chamberlain and her relatability. And I'm going to stretch back to a video I reacted to in 2018 to truly show you the extent of how terrible these videos on Emma actually were. Yeah, this was back in the era of where exposed videos were basically text-to-speech on a screen, but if you read it, you probably got the point, and if you didn't read it, let me explain it. Basically, they were criticizing Emma Chamberlain for showering for the first time in 4 days. Apparently, this is something that Emma needed to be exposed for. In other words, they were clearly bullying somebody who was dealing with a common trait of depression. And now, I'm not speculating on Emma Chamberlain's mental health here. Back in 2018 and even 2019, she was very vocal about her mental health struggles and situations throughout her entire life. And even if Emma Chamberlain wasn't dealing with mental health struggles, and even if this wasn't a trait of depression, it doesn't necessarily give you the right to comment on these things. Somebody's hygiene is their own personal choice. If I don't want to shower today, I'm not going to shower today. And if one of my subscribers comes into my comment section and say, hey man, you look like shit today, I'm going to say, well, I still slept with your mother. But yeah, it just seemed very strange to me that these types of criticisms of somebody not showering has been normalized as some form of jokey hatred. As I just said, not showering is a key trait to seeing if somebody is dealing with some certain struggles in their life right now, because hygiene can be a very difficult thing for a lot of people out there. I have personally experienced this, and it's not something to be shamed for. Emma, in that post, literally said, "Are you proud of me, guys?" or something on those lines, you know? This isn't something to mock. This is something to be like, yeah, great, you did good. It's not something to turn into this joke. I find it very strange that this is a very normalized joke surrounding Emma Chamberlain, and you're probably wondering of where we're going to go with this, and we are going to get into the mental health aspect of social media, but just look at what some of the content creators were saying at this point of time.
I'm going to keep it real right now. You saying you don't shower for days is not a personality trait, Emma. Damn, you are just straight caveman at that point. Today, guys, we're going to be reacting to this video titled Emma Chamberlain admits to not showering for days. Stop talking!
Do you not have, like, anything better to be doing with your life? Do you not have anything better to be making a video about? Because there are plenty of content creators out there, especially at that point of time, who are doing a lot of terrible shit. But you thought, you know what? The content creator I'm going to criticize today is Emma Chamberlain for not shout. Why? Once again, even in 2019, after 2018, the internet was on an escapade of being incredibly rude to a woman on the internet, merely for, in my opinion, just because she's popular. And I'm going to keep saying this throughout this video, you are more than entitled to criticize somebody on the internet. I'm not saying that mental health is this deflection from criticism. It certainly isn't. If you do something bad, you should expect criticism. But also, I think it's fine to take the piss, as long as you're not going too far, you know? I feel like directly calling somebody disgusting and mocking them because they're clearly dealing with something at that point of time, it's just rude and unnecessary, and I hate that this became this very normalized thing. And Emma actually spoke about these specific things recently on a podcast about hers, and this is when we're going to get into the whole debate of speculation over mental health on the internet. And I know that may contradict what I said, but previously I was basing my words on the period of time of where Emma had been speaking about these issues that she was dealing with, and nowadays I really had no idea how Emma is personally doing until I got to listen to this podcast.
It seems that the conversation about mental health on the internet is conditional. It's not unconditional. People only want to talk about mental health on the internet when it's not current, when it's solved, as I said earlier. But the second that somebody is going through something in real time, it becomes drama. It becomes negative. People start looking down on the person that's struggling. They start pitying them, in a sense, and looking at said person who's struggling as somebody who's almost broken or lesser than. And it's really bizarre to me. And I didn't realize that this was something that was going on until it happened to me this past week. And a few TikToks went viral, basically creating a narrative about me being depressed in this current moment, right? Saying that I was a walking cry for help and that I clearly have a terrible life and am really depressed and that I clearly need help and that there's clearly all these things wrong with me and that I'm sick and that I am blah, 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 blah. Okay? And I read through the comments, and there were a lot of comments that were genuinely concerned about me and were loving and constructive and super sweet. And to the people who left those comments, thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you know. But I also noticed some comments that were almost judging me, almost angry at me for supposedly being depressed and in this terrible place. There were people saying that, you know, I'm faking my mental health struggles for relatability so that people can relate to me on the internet who watch my videos, whatever, or listen to my podcast or whatever. There were people that were saying that I have no right.
Now, firstly, I do just want to clarify that later on in this podcast, Emma does say that she is actually doing better than she has ever done in her life, and she is certainly very happy. And I think this then leads into the conversation about the debate of relatability. Because a lot of people on the internet recently have been debating whether Emma Chamberlain is broken or is damaged or is unrepairable. And I'm not going to show these TikTok posts because, to be honest, I don't even want to promote them. But alas, a lot of TikToks went viral on the internet saying these things about Emma, and it's very strange to me because no matter what Emma Chamberlain seems to do on the internet, it's, oh, you're trying to be relatable, and then if she changes it up, it's, oh, you're really depressed now. And I have to ask the question of what do the internet actually want? And I think the answer is simply nothing, absolutely nothing, because some people just want to watch the world burn.
It's not about money. It's about sending a message.
Did I just make a joke or a reference in my video? Yeah, I did, but come on, it's kind of true in this case. Alright, people are just dicks. That's the real answer. People on the internet like to create their own narratives. People outside of the internet do the exact same things. We like to make our lives sound much more dramatic and exciting than they actually are, but the reality is a lot of our lives are quite dull in comparison to others, so we exaggerate these stories about ourselves. Do you ever find yourself exaggerating a story about when you were a kid or even 2 weeks ago? It's something we've all had experience with personally, and this is no strange to the internet as well and content creators. People like to be like, oh, Emma Chamberlain is this big manipulative mastermind that is just trying to make you like her content, but also at the same time she's clearly broken because of a 2-second clip I watched in a YouTube video. Bro, I don't think this is the case. I think she's just a 20-year-old on the internet that got famous and has a slight love for caffeine. I think that's all it really is, to be honest. And I'm not denying that Emma doesn't have struggles now. I'm not, but I'm saying that I think people need to relax. I think people need to chill because Emma is somebody that has spoken about these things before. She's clearly not shy from that. And I'm not even applying this to just Emma. I think this is something we need to stop doing with a lot of content creators when it comes to assuming if they're broken or not. Because I've seen this a lot of somebody might look a little bit sad in a post and somebody's like, oh my god, they're completely broken, what are we gonna do? And then you go to the comment section and it's just like people being like, oh well, you know, don't worry, she's just completely faking it, she's just trying to be relatable. And I'm like, so what is it? Are we worried about this person, or are we not worried about this person in this era of where we pretend to care about mental health? And I'm not saying that you guys do that or I do that, but it seems that these people do that. And that moves us on to the debate of honesty and content creators.
This whole thing was so confusing for me because on one hand, the TikToks about my mental health and, you know, assuming my mental health were false, for one, to a certain extent. But also, reading all these people saying that I don't necessarily have a right to feel depressed or to struggle, and that I am using my struggles to be relatable, and I'm even amplifying my struggles to be relatable, that was something that kind of rumbled my foundation a little bit. Because I share, my thoughts and my feelings and my bad days and stuff like that because it's honest and that's it. It's honest. None of it is some sort of tactic to gain sympathy or to be more relatable to the average person. It's just simply honest. And what people take from it is up to them. If somebody relates to it, amazing. If somebody just simply is entertained by it, great. I don't care. But having people assume that I'm lying or tell me that I have no right to feel depressed just completely rocked my world.
The internet is a really confusing place. It's this place where you're constantly going to be criticized for absolutely anything you do, and I think that's quite ironic coming from a content creator like me, but I like to believe that when I criticize somebody or take the piss, there is a valid reason. It's a bad movie, a content creator has truly done something bad, and I want to question that. They've made a post which I don't personally agree with, but also, when it comes to criticism, we then take that and push it way too far and we attack somebody for simply being relatable. People get upset because they relate to a content creator's mental health struggles and then they say they're faking these things. Despite Emma Chamberlain has made multiple videos speaking about her struggles, even stretching back to 3 or 4 years ago. It does confuse me that we celebrate talking about our personal struggles, but when it comes to a famous rich content creator, we treat them like they're not a human being. We treat them like they don't have the right to speak about these things, and we almost scare creators out of these things, and then we wonder why so many people are struggling on the internet, especially content creators. Now, I'm not saying that content creators don't have privileged, wonderful lives. We do. We really do. But at the same time, I just see this common trend with content creators who aren't even exactly that problematic at all, and then we demonize them for the slightest things, which is mind-boggling. In a modern culture where we tell people that they can be honest and speak about their feelings, we're still sadly in this state of where we say that somebody being depressed is them faking it for views on the internet. But then it's a direct contradiction, because when Emma started to make these raw, more personal, less edited videos, we then started to get worried about Emma. TikTok started to go viral, as I said, worried that she is a broken human being now, and people in the comments were either debating if she's okay or not, or debating whether she was faking it or not, and that's so unbelievable to me, because surely that contradicts it. We have these people who say that mental health awareness means so much to them, and then their ways of spreading these positive messages about mental health is by attacking creators who merely seem relatable to them, deeming them to be faking their mental health struggles despite absolutely zero evidence of this. Surely this false rhetoric is only going to damage a creator's mental health because of your own lies and rumours. I don't understand how these people can seemingly be these massive protectors of people who have mental health struggles, whilst at the same time spreading complete and utter bollocks. It's very strange to me, and I don't understand how this is actually working here. With this subculture in the last few years developed of where we're going to say something disgusting and base that rhetoric on a joke, I think it's a bit weird that people would even be surprised that Emma isn't exactly doing well, according to them. Like, yes, Emma said that she was doing great. That's absolutely brilliant, and this sounds really sarcastic, but Emma is doing great. But at the same time, if Emma actually said, no, I'm not doing great, I wouldn't be surprised given some of these comments. Being gross isn't cute or relatable. Emma, hygiene is personal. Also Emma to a 7 million following, I haven't showered in 4 days, ooh-woo. Emma used to be funny and relatable, but I think she's taking the quirk and relatability stereotype too far. Yikes. Nobody. Emma, it's me. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty shocking when somebody on their YouTube channel is being them on their YouTube channel. Oh, it's very strange that somebody is being relatable on a channel based around them, literally called Emma Chamberlain. Yes, I understand Emma has a privileged life. I think she gets that too, obviously, but being rich and famous doesn't take away from the fact that these people are human beings. But for some reason, the internet over the last few years just No. You know, because we are now in this era of where we will criticize people, which is wonderful. I think we've taken it a little bit too far, like to a point of where it's becoming disgusting. Just take a look at this video, for example. How has this behavior become normalized?
Hi. Oh, so nice to meet you.
Look, I'm just going to interject here and say content like this has genuinely always disgusted me. I don't know why we are allowing this to happen in culture. I know this isn't a new thing, but I find it very strange that just random dudes with cameras will just follow people around and ask them such personal questions. I mean, just listen to this.
Getting all the angles, girl.
Thank you guys. It was so nice to meet you.
What's up, Emma? We saw you got a new cat. How many cats do you have now? 2?
2.
Are you gonna adopt more cats or what?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Probably not.
Okay. There's
This dude is literally running and chasing her. Why do we treat content creators or I don't know, famous people like they're Pokemon or a zoo animal? Bro, it's a human. If she doesn't want to speak to you, back off. But then, as I said, he just starts asking all these personal questions.
Wait, there was trending on Twitter that you got lip injections. That's true or what?
It's not true.
It's not true.
No.
What are your plans for the year? Did you get anything for Christmas or?
Plans for the year?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Did you play it by ear?
Okay. Did you hang out with Anthony or?
Who?
Was it his name's Anthony Hall? What's his? Supposedly you're dating a guy named Anthony Hall or something. I'm not sure.
Why is a fully grown dude just following Emma Chamberlain with a camera trying to work out who she's dating? It's so strange. And now I understand MTV paparazzi culture is a thing before YouTube, but ultimately it has definitely become more and more normalized in the last 20 years. And you just gotta wonder, when is it gonna come to a point of where we just think, hey, this is really messed up. This is really bad and probably not good for somebody's well-being. Not just Emma Chamberlain, but any content, any person this is done to. It's very strange. What I'm trying to say here is, yes, influencers even like myself are in great positions, especially Emma, but at what point are we going to realize that bullying somebody for being themselves, harassing them for their hygiene, following down the street, asking personal questions, when are we going to ask the question of, should we stop this? Is this going too far? Because these things, these comments, these videos, these aren't criticism of Emma Chamberlain. They're just bullying.
Because it's like, I was doing great. All these people on the internet are saying that I'm depressed and have all these things wrong with me. And then it became true. Because I guess I've never been criticized, maybe, for my mental health before. And the reason why it upset me is kind of all over the place. Like, there's 15 different reasons why this situation upset me. I already named a few. Number 1, people invalidating my mental health. Number 2, people, in a sense, kind of violating my privacy by assuming what my mental health state is. Which, again, that's something I can't control, and that's completely everybody's prerogative. If they want to talk about my mental health, if they want to talk about, people can talk about whatever they want. It's my problem whether or not I decide to participate in it. And don't get me wrong, I'm fully aware of that. I know that I could have turned my phone off and just shrugged my shoulders and said, this doesn't matter, and moved on. I know that. But for some reason, I couldn't. Having people assume things about my mental health felt like a huge violation of my privacy. And that upset me. But also seeing how quick people are to pity you in like a negative way when they think that you're struggling, or call you broken or unfixable, or in a sense pathetic because you just can't get your life together. That is crazy to me.
Firstly, I do just want to put a disclaimer that in this video, I definitely haven't been speculating on Emma's mental health. I am basing it on things that she said at that current of time, whilst I speak about things that were going on at that period of time. And I just need to put it out there so I don't come off as a hypocritical bellend. But what Emma is saying here is very true. Why is it accepted to demonize somebody and invalidate somebody's mental health struggles simply because they are successful on the internet? Like, to be honest with you, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. There's a base take coming. If Emma Chamberlain was exaggerating her relatability, I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't give a shit. Like, maybe it's because I'm a 24-year-old Zoom, but I don't care. Like, and you shouldn't care too. Like, honestly, is she harming anybody with this content? As far as I know, if I'm not misinformed, no, she isn't. Can it be considered cringy, and are you allowed to take the piss? Sure. Not denying that. I take the piss out of absolutely everything, and maybe that's just a British thing, but is it immoral? Of course not. Are we being idiots right now? You know, I exaggerate myself on camera, by the way. Do you think that I'm going to walk down the street and see somebody doing something wrong and be like, oh my god, this person is really doing something wrong, and now I'm going to say something really quirky, and editor, cue the funny joke here and the funny shit post. Do you think I'm doing that? Because I'm not doing that. I'm pretty introverted in real life. I'm this like 6'2" massive dude, not in terms of muscle, trust me, but I'm this big guy, but I am introverted, so please stay the fuck away from... No, I'm joking. But I'm saying here, I am very quiet in real life. I keep myself to myself. I'm not this loud person in videos. Now, in my videos, I'm still being me, but it is a little bit more expressive. That's what I'm trying to say here. And I don't think that's immoral, because this is something every content creator does. Emma's levels of relatability on the internet should not be a determination factor on how you're going to treat this person when it comes to discussing the personal side of their life. I think we should respect all people and all content creators who have simply barely done anything wrong. Obviously, I don't respect all content creators because a lot of content creators have done a lot of shitty things. But Emma, I can think of a couple maybe bad things here and there, but out of all the content creators on the internet, why? What I'm trying to say here is that you shouldn't see somebody and think, oh, they don't look like they're doing too great right now, and then go and say, but they're probably trying to be relatable, because that basically just implies that somebody is faking their mental health struggles, in your opinion, and that shit can only make things worse for their personal situation and probably spread negative stereotypes, negative opinions about a person, which isn't even true. And also, not just with comments about Emma's mental health, but with comments about everything I've mentioned in this video, saying something is criticism doesn't deflect or shield from the fact that you have said nasty shit about certain content creators. Not just Emma, but also with absolutely everybody, even people that aren't influencers. The stuff I've said in this video can be applied to every single person that you know. I understand a lot of the stuff in this video that I've shown has come from 3 years ago to now, but I feel like presenting the entire timeline really represents this whole situation with Emma and her struggles, and it's not like this thing has lasted for a week. Most of this negativity has basically surrounded and followed Emma for years, and that genuinely is just sad to me, and it's a shame that this is still ongoing to this day. But to conclude this wonderful video, and yes, I did just say wonderful, dear internet, can we stop taking the fantastic word of criticism and using that as a deflection shield to be a dick towards another person on the internet? You saying you're being critical does not excuse from the fact that you are being a little bit of a prick. Now, if you genuinely have criticisms of Emma, I'm not doubting that. That's completely fine. And I'm not even saying you need to like Emma Chamberlain, but I'm just saying, come on guys, we could do so much better than this. We for the last years or so have really come for... I've just spilled water everywhere. We've come so far on the internet, and I think we're getting to a good point, but every so now and again, I get disappointed, man. Why are we doing this still? It's like almost 2022. I'm almost 40 at this point. We can just stop. But we don't. So yes, that's the end of the video. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate it. And yes, I maybe have been a bit crazy in this video. I may have lost my mind. But please, like this video. 30,000 likes, and please share this video because the algorithm hasn't been nice to me recently. And also, please subscribe and follow my social medias at inabber69 on Twitter and inabber on Instagram. Thank you so much. I'll probably upload again on Friday. Yeah. Peace out, people. Include the catchy outro music now. Bye!